What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Nzuki Podcast. I'm Nzuki, and today I want to talk about the best finance book I've read so far. So a few years ago, I had a few finance challenges. I had some money problems, and I thought perhaps I can just do a quick Google search to see the best finance book to help me with my problems. And I stumbled on several books, and I've read several finance books. But I have to say the best one that I've read so far is The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. And the reason why I like the book is it's simplistic lessons, finance lessons, and also it's story like the adventurous stories that explain these finance lessons. So I'm going to highlight the 5 main lessons that I learned from this book that I believe so far they have really helped me in my financial my finance journey, and I believe they can also help you to improve your finances. So if you've read this book, I'm sure you're familiar with these lessons. If you have not, I'm going to highlight these 5 lessons that I learned from this book that I believe they're going to help you with your finance journey as well. So the first lesson that I get from The Richest Man in Babylon is, so he says the first thing to do is save. He uses the term fatten your purse. So the lesson here is to save 10% of whatever you make. So if you make 50,000 a month, you save 5,000 a month. And while 10% seems a little bit low, it's not just about the amount that you're saving, but it's about the discipline that you cultivate on your financial journey. And the more you save, the more you cultivate this finance discipline, which will help you in the future on your finance journey. So save 10%, and you realize every time you do this, you cultivate this discipline that you never knew you could cultivate before, and it will really help you in your finances if you can just start with this first lesson. Then the second thing that I get from this book that I have to share with you is invest your savings. So after you have accumulated these savings, after a while, after you've been saving, depending on how much you make a month, it makes sense that you invest this money. So you need to grow this money to build more streams of income with your savings. So invest the money in different streams of income so that you can now have more to put into your purse, as George says in the book. Then the third lesson that I learned from The Richest Man in Babylon is protect your investments. So there's the famous quote by Warren Buffett, the American investor, that says, "Don't invest in businesses that you don't understand." So in this book, as George says, protect your investments. You can also use the same language, the similar phrase by Warren Buffett, where he says, "Don't invest in businesses that you don't understand." And this is important because if you don't understand the business, it's hard to understand where this business is going. And by investing in such businesses that you don't understand, you are risking losing your money or losing your savings. So protect your investments by saving in businesses that you understand. Otherwise, you may end up losing money after investing in things that they are not clear to you. So you should invest something that you understand, that it's clear to you, so that you don't end up regretting later and saying, "I didn't know what I was putting my money in." Then the fourth lesson that I get from this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is live below your means. So this is a very It's a common phrase that every financial person, financial advisor will always tell you: live below your means. It's a very simple statement, but it's very strong if you apply it properly in your financial journey. So by just trying to live below your means, you minimize a lot of problems that come with overextending yourself. So if you make 50,000, don't budget, don't spend more than 50,000, because if you do that, you're going to get in debt, and debts create problems. So the first thing so this is very important: just live within your means. Whatever money you make, don't spend more than that. And the first and the best tool to use, the best thing to strategy to adopt, so that you can learn how to live within your means, is to always ensure you don't buy. Just because you want something doesn't mean you should buy it. So unless it's a need, you don't have to buy something. Just because you want it doesn't mean you should buy it, because the more you spend money on things that you just want, every time you feel like buying something, you just buy, you eventually end up overstretching your budget, and you realize you need to borrow money to finance your lifestyle, and now that causes problems in the long run. Then the fifth lesson that we get from The Richest Man in Babylon is that increase your ability to earn. So how do you increase your ability to earn? By investing in yourself, investing in your skills. So whether you work, you work in healthcare, you work in software, whatever field you work in, if you can invest more in your skills, investing more in yourself, then you increase your chances of making more income. And when you make more income, you can just go back to the first step: save more, invest more, and that's how you grow your wealth. So it's important to get those 5 lessons. So I can just list them quickly as we close this episode. Now I'm hoping that you will learn something that you can apply in your financial journey. So the first thing is save 10% of what you make. Invest your savings. Don't invest in businesses that you don't understand. Live below your means, and invest in your ability to earn more. So if you can adopt those 5 lessons, those 5 strategies in your financial journey, you'll realize that it can actually help you build wealth, protect you from financial ruin, and it builds discipline towards your financial goals. So I hope you've learned something from today's video. I hope you get to adopt these steps in your financial journey. And if you have any comments, any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, so that you can continue to learn more, that we can continue to grow together with these conversations. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time.